Well, hi, I'm here with Habibi, Bibi for short. She's our mini golden doodle. We just got out of the groomers. And one of the things I wanted to talk about today was the ways in which AI can help us to really be aware of what's on our mind and be able to capture information that we need to pursue our goals and to live a more healthy life. And so we have about 4,000 words per minute that are running through our head at any given minute. And so those are things like unhealthy thoughts, ruminations, things that are kind of on autopilot in our heads, to-dos, goals, aspirations, information we need to remember at the right place and time, a whole host of other things. And so one of the things that AI can do with the right tools is it can structure our thoughts and show us what we're thinking, help us be more mindful about it, and then to help us to take action, and even using agents to actually immediately take actions where we need to at a moment's notice. And so what I'm going to do is basically a brain dump, and I can do that right here on my phone, and I'm going to show you what that looks like in our application. So let's take a look.
Okay, so I can just come into the app and I can create a new note and just hit record. Okay, we just came out of Dogs and Paws. I'm here with Habibi. I think they did a great job. She got the I Woof You Valentine's special and she looks great. I'm not sure that she enjoyed all aspects of the grooming experience, but I think they did a good job. So we'll bring her back, I think, next time. Did ask about brushing, and I think they gave us some advice, some good advice about adding some additional brushing, like more regular basis, to the routine in her healthcare. So we'd like to do that. I checked to see if they had a poodle brush, but they didn't have it. So they recommend that we order one online specific for poodles, a dematting brush. Speaking of things that we need to get, I need to pick up some ginger beer from Costco because I noticed we were out of that and just remembered, and Sandra loves that. So we'll do that. And then thinking of Sandra, I have to actually remind her that when she brings Bibi back next time to the groomers, that she needs to take the vaccination records because she's usually one that brings Bibi to the groomers. Other than that, I think it was nice to see Bibi playing with other dogs in the groomers. One, I guess, worry I have is that she is not getting enough socialization because we've kind of been snowed in, and so just thinking about how we can do a better job with that. We'll just save the note then, and it's going to process. And what it's going to do is it's going to use what we call smart structuring. We have a lot of different templates, or you can create your own templates to organize the information the way that you want. And so it's got the information capturing in terms of the grooming and health advice, some of the worries that I had, and some of the action items that I described. So what's really neat is I could actually go and I'll show you that we actually have a longer guide on Habibi's kind of food and nutrition and those kinds of things. So what we're going to be doing more and more is we're actually going to be able to actually use agentic workflows to actually organize and do things within the application. So a really simple one that we could do here. It does require me to speak to the app at this point, but eventually this will all be automatic, is I could say, hey, I want you to look for all the notes involving Habibi and pet care and combine any notes into a single note. So now the agent's going to go look for those notes across literally hundreds of notes in this case, but it's going to find the relevant notes related to Habibi's healthcare, and it's going to recommend a plan for executing this. Again, what we're going to be doing is actually moving toward a more agentic model where this stuff all happens automatically or more seamlessly, but you can kind of see where we're headed here. So it found 2 notes related to healthcare, and it's created a plan to create a note from those sources and to archive the other notes. So they're still available, but they're not in a primary note area. So I can approve that. Okay, it's done. And so I can go into the note section and see that it has a single note now that combined the information, the original information we had around meals and treats and things like that, and the things I just mentioned around grooming and action items, right, that we just talked about. So pretty cool.
So that's it. That's the brain dump. We're ready to go. I could have done that probably while I was driving, but I was here just sitting here getting ready to go home. But I think I could have done that while I was driving hands-free. And so what's really amazing about that is that I can actually use AI to kind of offload my thoughts really get clarity on what's happening at a moment's notice, make sure I remember things and trust that they're going to be in the place where I need them to be when I need them to be able to take those actions, and even to investigate some of the things that might be on my mind that might be worries or things that might need to be thought about more carefully, especially if it's a thought that I think is unhealthy for me to have, those kinds of things. This actually grew out of an earlier application that we developed in our 30 Days and 30 Apps Challenge, which was the Clarity Coach. It actually helped us to create this kind of workflow. But what's really amazing about the application that you saw today is there are hundreds of different ways in which you can use the application to do these kinds of workflows. And this brain dump is just one of thousands. So happy to share that with you and excited to hear your ideas for use cases. Let's go home, Bibi.